So I'm excited because we're doing this live session a new way, and we're doing this inside the community. So for new members, hello and welcome. And for older members, this is new for us. We're trialing this way of doing a live. We used to do them on Zoom. So I have the chat open on another screen. So let me just refresh this. Maybe I've got to refresh to see the comments. Let's see. So we're going to trial it like this. Can anybody comment? Let me see. Drop me a comment below and then I'll see if I can see it. So we're doing a review plan do. So this is our review plan do for January. Okay, so you've commented on YouTube. So interesting. Okay, so if you clicked through and then it's taken you through to YouTube, this is what we're playing around with, because we're going to have to check this, because I'm expecting comments to be in the comments below the video. Yes, Lottie, I can see your comment. Yeah. Okay, so we're trying this out. So if you click the play button in the live session area, it should just play the video inside the community, and then you can comment underneath that video, and then the comments will stay. I see, Angela, you've clicked through and you've come through on my screen as commenting under the YouTube video. So we need to look at that, why that's happened. So we thought we'd try this out, and we'll see if we like it. If not, we will go back to Zoom. But we're doing a review plan do. So we've also redone the worksheet for this session and made it much more in alignment with the Creative Living platform. So how you live, how you create, how you become. And we literally just finished this worksheet this morning. So we've just reviewed it. I'm going to share it on my screen today. If you've got any feedback or any insight into any amends, let us know. The one thing we are going to do, I'll share it in a minute, it's got images on top of every page, so we're going to get those removed because of people. Now I can see. Okay, right. Okay, you can't comment when it's full screen. Right, got you. Okay. So it has to be in that little window. Okay, right. Well, let's go with it on here, and then let's see how we prefer it. So if you prefer it on Zoom, let me know. If you prefer it here, the good thing with this is the comments stay and we can go back. So Juliana says, sorry, I watched on the platform, but when I clicked on comments tab, it stopped the video. Okay, and then I see some of you clicked through to YouTube, and so the comments won't stay there. Okay, this is good for us to test. Okay. Right, we'll review it afterwards. Let's get stuck into review plan do. So this session, we are reviewing the month of January and making plans for the month of February. I did my calendar yesterday, so I have been putting this off for so long. I have finally filled out my year. And one of the things that I did, which I don't usually do, is I've put coloured washi tape to be when I'm on holiday, when I'm away, so different color coded things for different activities. And the one thing I've done this time is put space on here, so the gray areas are space where I don't want to book anything in, and I'm going to give myself space. I realize that I often launch into one thing after the other, and we did a Just Do It day yesterday, and someone, I can't remember who it was, said in there, I felt bad because I looked back at last year and saw lots of space. And I said, well, maybe that was a good thing. Maybe you needed space. Space is good. So, and that made me think, actually, yeah, space is good. And if I'm running a massive event, it's quite easy for me to just like launch into the next thing. So I've been intentional about putting space on the calendar. So now I've got my year plan, and I've been putting this off for such a long time, and now it's done and I can see exactly what's happening when. So that was a brilliant job done. I did my review of last year, Okay. So I think some people are having trouble commenting. So when you are in the live session space and you press play, there should be a comments feed underneath that video, and some of you are seeing it. Someone has said if you go full screen, the comments disappear. So that might be why. So you might need to make the video come out of full screen. We'll try it, and then we'll see if we want to move back to Zoom. It was just I got excited about this way because of the chat staying, because Zoom, the chat disappears. Right. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. So the questions are, we've got a new worksheet. It will be ready by tomorrow. I'm going to share it with you now. I'm going to share exactly where to find the worksheet as well. So you can go in and find the current worksheet for this session, where now I'm going to share my screen. Here, I've gone into the wrong place. Go to this one. So hub.creativeliving.me, that's the URL for the Creative Living site. And if you scroll down and go to the live pathway, in here you'll find all the resources, all the lessons related to how you design your life and how you live. And the resources there is Review Plan Do. Now that is the old worksheet. And that is going to be replaced. And then, oh my gosh, Ali, it's your first Review Plan Do. Amazing. And then if you go to, I'm going to share now where you can find the new one, which I'm going to share on my screen now, is here. So this is what you'll be seeing now in the live session area. So if you go to live sessions, you'll see this video, you can press play, and then the worksheet is in the comments there. So I've just downloaded that, and now I'm going to share that, and we're going to go through it together. Okay. Right. Here it is. Right, so let me share my screen. Share. Stop screen share. Share. Next time I'll have this on the screen ready, but we literally just finished it. Here it is. Right, here's the new one. So we are reviewing the month of January, planning for the month of February. And we're going to have 3 sheets, one that tells you exactly how to use it all, and then one that is just the sheet that you need to fill in. So if you don't want to print all of this stuff out, you can. And we're also going to take all the images out as well, so that if you're printing this out, it's not going to waste your printer ink. So we're going to do another review of this and just update it. So this is just the first draft. So we've also got in here as well a short review plan do and a full review plan do. We're going to go through the full one today and see how we get on. But I created a short one because I realized that sometimes people just don't have time to do a full review plan do. And for those who haven't done a review plan do before, it is essentially us reviewing the month that's just gone, stopping, taking a moment to pause, be like, what's just happened? What went well? What didn't go well? What were my goals? Did I hit them? Where's my energy going? What felt good? It's that kind of questioning. And then we are starting to be intentional about where we're moving forwards. We're bringing ourselves back to our word, back to our goals, so that we're always designing our life. And this is what Review Plan Do is all about. So there's a short version. So if you ever feel like you just want to quickly rattle through, there's a short version in here. And again, you'll be able to just download the short version. And there's just a few questions in there. So we're going to do the full version. So I'm going to go now and just check that everyone can see. So for those, so what I would do, so there's some people saying they're struggling. If you come to the platform now, hub.creativeliving.me, if you put that into your browser, and then if you click, so I'll show you exactly where I'm going. Yeah, for some reason, some people are watching in on YouTube, and I don't know how that is happening because it should just be in here. And maybe it's when you click it, it takes you through to YouTube. So we need to look at that. So anyone who wants to be on, let me just stop sharing my screen. Right, let's go here. Stop screen share, share screen. So to get to this bit that I'm on now, this bit, come to hub.creativeliving.me, type that into your browser. And then when you're in the hub, this is what it will look like when you come to this page. Let me just do it exactly. Hub.creativeliving.me. So this is the Creative Living platform. And then what you'll want to do is go to the live sessions button. So if you click live sessions, that's exactly where we are. So if you click live sessions, then you'll see the comments underneath and the video. You just press play there. Okay, so I'm now going to just share the sheet and we can do this together. Right, okay, stop share screen and let's share this now. Share screen. Let's get back to the review plan do. So if you're not watching in there, don't worry about it. Let's just get on with review plan do. We'll sort out the technical bits afterwards. As long as you can see the worksheet, it's all good. So I'm going to share that now. So you should see that now. And I'm just going to make sure, can everyone see the worksheet on the screen? Let me know. And then we're going to just crack on and get stuck in so we don't waste any more time. Let me just see, can everyone see this? Okay, so you need to keep refreshing the page to see comments. Okay. Right, let's crack on. So review plan do. So what went well in the month of January? So just pinpoint something that went well for you, either a milestone, something, it might be the way that you thought about something and you approached something, progress, decisions, conversations. So what went well for you in the month of January? And if you want to share in the comments, you can, wherever you are commenting from. I just want to change this on the screen as well so that I'm not on the side. I'm going to put myself there instead. Okay, let me come back. And what didn't go so well last month? And I'm going to check whether we have been sent in any. Let me know what went well. Yeah, you'd have to listen. You can see the worksheet, brilliant. Okay. Now, we've only just done Design Your Life. So as we move forwards with this, in this session today, you'll be setting goals for February. And so if you had goals in January, now is the time to just have a look to see whether you fulfilled those goals. So mine was basically to run Design Your Life and to get my own calendar sorted. So when we run this session every month, you'll be making goals and it'll be a chance for you to look back. Did you get everything done in January that you wanted to get done? And the purpose of this is so that you can then start to think about what helped you. What helped you if you did get things done? And if you didn't get things done, what got in your way? I'm going to keep checking the chat. Okay. And I find it helpful to write the goals out. So I like to write out my goals in this sheet so I can remind myself what I was focusing on. And then again, as we progress, now, if you've been working on Design Your Life, you will have a vision for 2026. There'll be, hopefully you've got your 1 to 3. And if you haven't yet, we're working on that through the Just Do It days on a Wednesday for the next couple of weeks to help you get that clarity. So if you don't have a clear vision of 2026 yet, that's okay. You will do soon. You'll have your top 1 to 3 that you want to focus on. And so every month we'll be bringing ourselves back to our bigger vision and what it is that we are working towards, just so that we're making sure that when we create our goals for February, Are we moving closer towards the vision that we are creating for ourselves? Are we moving towards the life that we are designing? And if not, and if in January or whatever month you find that things are just swallowing you up, then we can look at that and ask ourselves, how can we stop that happening again? How can I carve out more time for what's important? So this is about having your vision. So I'd love to know, if you can, in the chat somewhere, wherever you are chatting, let us know, have you got your vision for 2026? Have you got your main one goal or 1 to 3 goals for 2026? I would love to know. Fiona says, I have a new focus word, integration. After reading the email suggesting that maybe your mindset, art, and routines could be off, I realized how badly I need to integrate them all. Yes, I love that, integration. And that's what we're doing here in this platform, Fiona, is integrating how you live, create, become. So it all becomes one. Yeah, I get that so much. Yes. So you're in the right place. Integration is a great word. Yeah. Let me just come to the chat over here. Okay. So next question. So is there anything I need to adjust, release, or refocus to stay aligned with this vision? And so for me, I'm always looking at, okay, what happened in January? And I'm looking at my thoughts and I'm looking at the way that I've shown up for myself. And one of the things that I want to stop doing, and this is like really silly and embarrassing to admit, I want to stop eye rolling. I eye roll so much. Now, I mean, this is not like a big thing and it's not going to impact my life in a massive way, other than I can tell for the people around me, it's really annoying and it's causing issues with my children. So honestly, this is something I'm going to put on the sheet, is I kind of want to be aware of when I'm eye rolling, because I've got into a horrible habit now of when my children ask me for something or there's something going on and I'm tired, my first reaction, and then it doesn't even matter what it is, will be like, oh, like this. So, this is definitely, I want to adjust that. I want to release that. And I don't want that to be my first reaction when my children come to me and ask me something when I'm tired. So it's a small adjustment, but it's going to make me feel better about myself. And so that's like one example of, the live pathway. For me, I think when I think back to January, I think one of the other things, and I'm not sure where I'm going with this yet, but I would like to make time for the goals that are unfamiliar. And what I mean by this is, when I was talking to someone else about this yesterday, in fact, that when we have in our life our recurring habits, our recurring tasks, our recurring life that just happens because it's so embedded. And it could be art that we make or places we go, people we mix with. And it is so familiar. That's our familiar ground. And if we, on our vision, have put something out there that is totally unfamiliar, and I'm going to give you an example now. So for me, I've spent 10 years online, and one of my goals this year is to run in-person local events to help people connect with creativity again. And it's very much the creative living concept. And it's something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. And I used to do it 10 years ago. That's how United Art Space began. But because it is so unfamiliar, because it's so much easier for me to do the online stuff and to do the things that I know inside out and the current art that I make, and, something that is so unfamiliar that requires a lot of, it feels like a lot of brain power to now think, right, how am I going to do this new thing? And because I don't have the next step clear, and it's an idea still, it's quite vague, it just keeps getting pushed. And I know that if I don't do something to take a step towards that it's not going to happen. So that's kind of like me refocusing. I've already filled my calendar with so much stuff, but nothing related to that goal in particular. And so I'm going to sit with that and make that a February, something about February, that I'd like to just carve out some time so I can think about what that looks like and to think about what the next step would be. Because otherwise I'm just going to keep thinking about it in the back of my mind and never actually taking the action. So, okay. One thing as well I just wanted to talk to you about. Fiona says I'm a really bad eye roller. My daughter says, less of your teenager sass, madam. Honestly, I don't I didn't realize how much I do it, but when you become aware of something, I'm like, oh my God, I literally do that all the time. And I sigh and, I'm like, oh, I like so dramatic, but it's always on a night when I'm tired. This morning, I noticed yesterday I did it a lot. So this morning I was like, morning. And I was like really trying to compensate for all the eye rolling yesterday. I wanted to share something really interesting quickly before I move on to the next question. So yesterday I did the mind maps. Now, for those who maybe haven't done Design Your Life in depth or didn't catch up with the Design Your Life workshops, I want to share something that we talked about that's been helpful for me. So in the Design Your Life process, we make these mind maps. So the mind maps being related to work and money and related to my life. And here I'm writing all the things down that, like, financial freedom, meditate, journal, create for me, sovereignty, which is my word. I'm writing down things: love, laughter, fun, to be present and in the moment, in connection, in person. So there's all these things. And I said when I was doing this that what I find when I do these mind maps is they feel very safe, and they feel, and that they feel very connected, and I really like them. But it feels to me like there's a part of me holding myself back. And I don't feel like I can dream big. So I always say to people, when you do these mind maps, do them without any limitation, without any fear, and really think out of the box. However, when I do it, I struggle with that. So to me, these are realistic mind maps. I know exactly that I can live everything on here, easy peasy. And I don't feel like that stretches me enough. Now, you don't have to stretch yourself, but I like to play games just to push myself. And one of the things that happened during the workshops was we said, why don't we do a different mind map? And in the middle, it can be think big, dream big. Someone came up with a really good word. I can't remember what they put in, expanded thinking or something. And we created a separate mind map to really think out of the box. Like, in 5 years, how would I want to be living? How would I feel? What are some of the things that I'm too scared to put on that one? And things like having a second home, having a bigger dream home, having my own massive art studio. Massive. 1 million in turnover. I travel when I want. And here's the big one that came out of me, which surprised me: part-time, working part-time. Now, that one was the one that stood out to me above any of these other things. And that has sat with me, and I've been thinking about it even on the walk this morning about, I've never considered my hours. I mean, I work a lot of hours, and I've never ever considered going part-time. It's just, that's never been an option. And I think that's my point. It's never been an option. Working part-time has never been an option. And sometimes we can stop and get in our way because something feels like it is not an option. It might not be an option right now, but now I'm planting that seed that in maybe 3 to 5 years, working part-time. Now, to work part-time in 3 to 5 years, planting the seed now is how it would happen. You know, it's about how we start thinking about this now. So I'm asking myself, what would it look like to still run this business and work part-time? And I know that I would have to have the team in place, and things would have to change, and I can start implementing some of those things now. And the reason I'm sharing this too, and it's like the second home, what do I need to do now to put things into place to have that second home? And I could start thinking about the salary I'd need to earn, or what would happen. And so this has been really interesting for me, because now, instead of thinking that that is not an option, it is an option. Everything's an option, and it's getting me to sit and plant the seed, and to consider how these things could happen, and just make them an option, even if it doesn't happen. It's the inquiry. It's like, oh, maybe I could do that actually, couldn't I? So, okay, I went on a bit of a tangent there, but I think it's a good tangent. We all want our own massive studio, yes. And then Angela said with a massive eye roll, "Of course I want a studio." Um, Joe, I love this new review plan do worksheet, much more guidance and pointers. Yes, yes, there is. Um, okay. Okay. Yeah, if you don't want to receive email notifications, you go into the notifications to turn those off. So if you go to the Start Here section in Creative Living, there's videos on how to use the site, and you can manage your notifications there and turn them off. Yeah, so that it doesn't email you. Okay, right. So where am I? Next question. We might not get through this full one this week because this is brand new to me, and I always say as well, you don't have to answer every question in here too. This is a deep, deep review plan do that we're going through now. I'll talk about the short one in a minute. And you don't have to answer every question. If there's a question that isn't relevant to you, just skip it. It's your review plan do. It's your, this is for you. You choose what you feel is relevant. So, but that being said, sometimes keep an open mind, because if you get too rigid on this is all I want to do, you lose this bit that I've just said by pushing myself to do a dream big, which I didn't want to do. It's planted a seed of working part-time. I've never even considered working part-time. It's just like I just see myself working forever like this, and it was like, well, yeah, I could work part-time, couldn't I? Okay, anyway. So lessons, from January, what lessons have you learned? So, for me, I'm going to share really quickly. I think for me, a lot of it is about the mindset. I am becoming so, so self-aware. I've been doing mindset work now for 10 years, and I literally just can't even believe what I'm unraveling about myself at the moment, and more I'm learning about getting to the next level and what that takes, and the mindset shifts. So for me, that is what I'm learning about myself. I've really now started to pinpoint what is holding me back. And I've known for a couple of years that I hold myself back in certain areas, but I'm really finding the root cause, and I am now doing something about it. So for me this year, 2026, a lot is the mindset work. I'm dedicating, and I've put it on my calendar. I'm dedicating a lot of time to mindset. And I'll be feeding that into creative living too through the Become pathway. So we're going to be doing a lot. I'm learning a lot. So I'll be sharing all that learning with you and going on the journey with you. And so is there anything you want to do differently moving forwards? So for me, I think it's definitely do differently. Is I think it's just taking more time out for the mindset work, which I already felt like I did a lot, but I'm really consciously now taking more time in the morning to set myself up for success before my day starts. So taking time to sit, visualize, and journal, and making that the last thing that I do as well. Okay, let me check the chat. Let me see. Kathy, good to see you. The Design Your Life planning was great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay. So, if there's any feedback on this session, I'm going to do it at the end because I want to keep going with review plan do. So comment, and then I'll gather them all up at the end, and we'll move forwards either back on Zoom or we'll figure it out at the end. So what are you most grateful for in the month of January? What are you most grateful for? I have to say, I am God, there's so many people that I'm grateful to. The team, I have to give a massive shout out to the team because they worked tirelessly to get Creative Living set up. Like, we have been working so hard to get this platform done, and they've gone above and beyond their usual day-to-day tasks to get this platform to where it is. And also, I want to say a massive thank you to my ex-husband Andrew, who actually did all the design of it, and yeah, worked around the clock to get it up to date with what it is looking like now. So for you, what are you most grateful for? And I love this one because it brings you back to people, but and it's a moment to sit now and go and reach out to someone and say thank you so much. So I'm going to go and do that after the session and thank my team. I thank them a lot, but I'm going to do another thank you to them and thank you to Andrew. And it might be a time for you to just send someone a thank you right now. Just get your phone out, send someone if someone's really helped you. It might be, it could be that you're grateful for space that you've had, or that you're grateful to have had time with somebody, or to watch the sunrise. It's taking those moments. And actually, I am grateful this month. I've got out for lots of walks, and I've seen lots around me. I've been really present and taking in the fresh air. I've been really noticing the light, even though it's cloudy here. One of the things that I've really started to notice is, even though it's cloudy, we sometimes say, oh, it's a really dull day today. But if you stare at a grey sky, it is so light. It is so light. So I've been really taking time when I see a grey sky like it is today to just stare at the grey sky and see the light. I know that might sound really crazy, but it's helping, especially working on a screen so much. I'm realizing how much natural light is important. Okay. And now on this sheet, we've got space for creative reflection too. So you've got space to reflect creatively, like, what did you explore? Make a note of that. It's good to stop and pause. Was there something new? Did you have a new idea? Did you spot a leaf? Like, I spotted a leaf and I saw the same leaves this morning. Like, what are you noticing? Make a note of that. What are you noticing? In January, what stood out to you? And if you explored lots, it's just the top 1 to 3. You don't have to put everything on this sheet. It's just, what do you want to capture? What do you want to remember? What stands out as being the most prominent? And then you can kind of go through these questions yourself. But what was the biggest lesson from what you created and what you enjoyed creating? Because again, this is going to steer your direction for what you actually create moving forwards and what you want to create more of. And it also, having this reflection time to sit and think about what you've created with it in front of you, can sometimes shed light on that even more. And you might see it in a different way when you just take time to sit and look at something and why you enjoyed it. And what didn't feel right in terms of what you created. This is a good one for me because sometimes, this is what steered me towards creating this new platform, because I started to ask this question, what didn't feel right? And there were some things that I did last year that I enjoyed. I enjoyed so much, but also they didn't feel right. Do you know what I mean by that? We can get in a cycle of doing something over and over, and then we stop and think, I don't know, something about this doesn't feel right anymore. It's almost like, if you're in the car and there's a song on in the background and it's on, and it's been on for ages, and then all of a sudden you go, oh my god, that song's really annoying me, and you finally turn it off, but it's been on ages. It's like that. It's like you're listening to something and then you go, hold on a minute, I don't like this. So for me, this question of what doesn't feel right is a great one to guide me. Okay, I'm just going to check the chat. Lottie's on. Okay. Connection. So when we move through creative living together, one of the big parts of creative living, both in how you live and how you create and who you become, a lot of it is about the connection to yourself, but also connection to other people. And this is something major that we'll be focusing on together. It's really how you design your life and who you have in your life, because that's going to dictate the life that you live. The people around you are important. And then especially as it relates to what you create and the people that you connect with in relation to that, and how you put it out in the world and where you put it, and who inspires you and who helps you navigate is super important. And so we'll do more of this together, this kind of connection piece. But take a moment now to think about who you connected with. And if you didn't connect with anybody, it's fine. We are going to encourage this more, though, for you to actively connect with people. And it doesn't mean you have to connect every single month. But even if you're connecting with someone in our community, so that might be who you connected with. Did you connect with someone in our community? Did somebody welcome you into the community? You've made a connection. It might be outside of this community. It might be that you found a new art group. It might be that somebody made a nice comment on your post. You've never noticed them before. Again, and this is about really taking a minute to think about those connections, because quite often we do experience connections and we just let them go, and they come and they go. And some, if they stand out as being, if I ask you now this question and someone comes to your mind, either it's a nice acknowledgement to just sit for a minute and just think, yeah, that was a nice act that person did. Or there might be something that you can continue there, go back to that person and keep that connection going. There might be someone that you can follow up with. Now, this one is major. The amount of people that there's a connection forming, but people are scared to go back, scared of rejection, scared to follow up and say, did you want to talk about this again? Or did you like my artwork? And sometimes there are people we should reconnect with. Now, for me, there is one that I'm going to put down on here. There's a charity called Yellow Ribbon, a local charity. Now, I know, and this is what's interesting, where these questions can kind of start to influence each other. When I sit here and think about connection, there's a charity called Yellow Ribbon. They come straight to my mind. Yellow Ribbon, Yellow Ribbon. I met them, I don't know, 6 months ago. I'm not very good with time, so it could have been years ago, but I feel like it was 6 months. And I really like what they do. They work in my local area and they help disadvantaged young people rehabilitate into society, into community, that have maybe gone off the rails, maybe had a bad start in life. And that was me back when I was young. And so they stuck in my heart. When I heard their story, it really left an imprint on me. It really sat with me. Like, I would love to think that I've come full circle to be able to now help other people that were in the situation that I was in years ago. Anyway, I walked away from it and I said, oh, we should meet up. And then they reached out and then nothing ever happened. This is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. If there's a connection made, however big or small, sometimes it's just a moment to think about that, because then I've just sat here and thought, this ties in with my creative living and doing something in person. Like, I could go and volunteer and do something with their group. How amazing would that be? And I could start there volunteering and doing something to give back. So now you know, I've had this thought of doing something in person, didn't have the thought. Now this question has led me to the next step. I'm going to reach out to Yellow Ribbon and just have a conversation. So there we go. There it is in action. And I need to write that down. I need to write Yellow Ribbon down on a big piece of paper because I want to, that's important to me. I want to give back. So I'm going to put Yellow Ribbon here. And I'm going to keep myself accountable. I'm going to message them today. So is there someone that you want to reach out to today? Is there someone or something that you've been putting off that you want to reach out to? Today's the day. We could even put something in a community where we stay accountable for that, you know, because it's easy to sit here and do review plan do and go, yeah, I'll reach out to Yellow Ribbon. Yeah, I'll do that. And then you fill in the worksheet and then you don't do it. So a lot of this is about staying accountable too. So if you want to put in the community that one of the things that I said that I was going to do today was reach out to Yellow Ribbon, write it in the community so you say it out loud. You can even put the hashtag say it out loud. And then tag the team if you want to stay accountable and we can follow up with you to make sure that you did it. You can use the community in that way too. You know, I'm going to drop that in the community today. Okay, right. I've gone off on a tangent again. It's a good one. Let's go. So yeah, thinking about conversations, opportunities. This moment now is to just stop and think, did I have any conversations? Was there anything that could lead somewhere? Is there someone in the community, in the creative living community, that I'd like to just follow up with and ask them, how did that go? How did your show go? It's these connections that fuel your direction, the connection that you feel to others. Now I've added this one, and this is a nice one. Where did I experience abundance in the month of January? And I've put this one in because I think this is a good one for us to stop and notice, because we can get so caught up with the tangible, the I'm not making progress. So taking time to notice abundance, because when you notice abundance around you, you will attract more of it. So for me, you know, it was abundance in nature. It was an abundance of, I've noticed in nature, the sky, the abundance of light. And this is, I don't know, for some reason, this is really important to me at the minute, light. When I look at that the big grey sky, there's so much light. And abundance comes in all shapes and forms. But also, I think in the month of January, the abundance of generosity, like there was a lot of people that knew we wanted to get this creative living platform finished. And there was a massive amount of generosity in terms of people asking how it was going and sending good luck wishes and being so supportive that I haven't even really acknowledged that. So I'm just noticing there's a lot of space here. We're going to redo the worksheet and just we're going to get rid of the images so that when you're printing it out, it's not going to take up too much ink. Okay. Oh, Kath says this worksheet is fantastic. Thank you. I look forward to doing this every month. Yes, I know. Me too, Kath. Okay. Okay. Connection is your word, Ali. Love it. Fiona's grateful for the new Evolve journal and online Evolvers group. Brilliant. You've met connections. I love it. Oh, I love this so much, Fiona. Oh, good on you. That's brilliant. Ali says the new platform looks great, helping me feel inspired and connected again. Brilliant. Yeah, we've got a bit more to do on it, but yeah, it's good. I'm gonna go over here and check the chat. I love this new I've read that one already. Okay. Oh, okay, there's an optional reflection here as well. This is the first time I'm seeing the worksheet. I wrote it yesterday, and then Nina in our team has designed it because she's our amazing designer. And we literally, it was finished 5 minutes before I went live. And I said, well, I want to do it from the new one, but I'm seeing it for the first time. So I've got to go back and give my own feedback, and we're going to just tighten it up a little bit, and then it'll be ready by tomorrow. So optional reflection notes, vision. Oh, so I had to put this in. I wanted to put this in. Sonia Raymond, if you're listening to the replay of this, Sonia, you inspired this one. So Sonia did a talk recently, one of our members, about getting so fixated on the goal of being an artist in the studio, working every day, that Sonia lost track and lost sight of actually what was really, I don't want to say important, but really, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh gosh, I'm struggling with words today. But she was, realizing that she got so fixated on the goal that she wasn't recognizing the absolute joy in her current role and the parts that are so brilliant, because she got so fixated on thinking, when I get here, then everything will be great. And this is where I want to go. And that's the only option. And actually, when Sonia stood back, realized that I have something really good where I am right now. And so maybe this isn't the big goal after all. It was one of those realizations. So I wanted to put this in here because I think it's the same for all of us. Vision gives direction, but obsession with the vision can lead us away from truth. And I want to bring us back to that statement every month, because I think we all need to check in with that. And sometimes that is with money. We can get obsessed with money goals. We can get obsessed with, we have to get here, or things have to be done in a certain way. And then we lose the truth because we've fixated on that being the solution. And it's a paradox, this whole thing, this whole design your life thing is about having the vision. And, and again, there's no right or wrong in any of this. Sometimes I have got fixated on a goal like the book, and it was good. It was a good thing because I got fixated and I got the book written and I got it out in the world. And other things fell. So sometimes it's okay to have that fixation, that obsession, but sometimes it's not. And in all of this, it's bringing us back to ourselves. Do I still feel good about this obsession, this direction? Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Like Sonia did. No, I don't. This is what matters, So it's just to bring us back to our self-awareness. Okay. Right, so where are we now? Oh, so now I've added this in as well, the word or feeling for the year. So not everybody has a word for the year, but some of you may, if you've done Design Your Life. I always have a word every year, which gives me the focus of either what I want to feel, do. So my word this year is sovereignty, and it really underpins me making time to feel confident, to feel that I am holding my power, that I'm not giving power away to other people, that I am staying in my truth, that I am grounded. And this powerful version of myself, like that is my word this year. That's how I want to feel this year. And so I'm going to bring myself back to that word each month, because we forget the words. And if you don't have a word, how do you want to feel in 2026? Is there a word that represents how you want to feel? Because now we can weave that into, how do we make this happen? So I won't read out all these questions here, but it's time to think, how am I going to bring that word to life in February? And it doesn't have to be the whole of February that I feel that I'm in my sovereignty, but what can I do? What's one thing that I can do to make sure that I am bringing myself back to that word? And that can be enough. I did that last year with my word joy. Every month I bring myself back to that word joy. How can I bring joy into my month? And I would make sure that I put something in the diary that brought me utter joy. And that carried me forwards till about September, and then it didn't feel joyful from there. It felt very stressful. But I still had joy in those months. It's just funny, isn't it, that when some things are intense, they They cloud the good times. And you can look back at last month, like how did you fulfill that word last month? What worked? It's the same process, like what worked, what didn't work. Okay, so what do you want to make time and space for over the next 90 days? So I like to work in 90 days. You may not. So just think forwards to whatever time frame feels right for you. It might just be February that you're looking to. I like to print out the next 3 months, and I like to think about what I'm going to make space and time for over the next 90 days. What are some of the projects? Reaching out to Yellow Ribbon, maybe putting something in the diary in the next 90 days. So I've done at least one in person. There we go. That could be a challenge for me to say out loud. I'll bring that into the community. In fact, I think we should have a post in the community of what we want to stay accountable for after these sessions. Would that be helpful? You know, so you want to kind of be accountable, especially if there's something that you're putting off, that you feel like, I say I'm going to do this, but you don't really trust yourself. I say I'm going to stop eye rolling. I don't trust myself on that one. And that is unrealistic for me to just expect myself to stop eye rolling. But what I'm going to do there is just be mindful of it and catch it. You know, that's my next step. It's not to stop it, to notice it. Because to stop it is unrealistic. So I'm going to notice it first of all, because once you notice something, then you can stop it or minimize it. So notice eye roll. So I'm going to put these in the community to see what we're going to stay accountable for. Yellow Ribbon, reach out. So they're my 2 so far. Yeah. So what would you like to make time and space for over the next 90 days? I also want to work on our event. We've got our in-person event in April. And then I'm also going to be running another event in March, a big online event. Which, by the way, the next event, and I haven't mapped this out yet, but we are going to be doing the Creative Way process together. So it's going to be very much about getting back on track with your art. I will be doing that in March. Okay. Oh, and I like this one. So when you're thinking about what you want to make time and space for in the next 90 days or whatever time frame you have set, is there something I need to learn, practice, or do? I'm going to change this, actually. It shouldn't say that. What do I usually say? Learn. I can't remember now, but yeah, I'm going to change those words. But is there something I need to learn? Is there something that I need to do to support that, to make that happen? And that might be something practical, or it might be a mindset, or it might be the way that you feel towards it. It might be that you need to figure out your next step. Okay, right, we've got 5 minutes left. I'm going to skip these ones. You can go through these yourself. This is now that the becoming. So we've put this section here. I'm going to print this out actually and kind of rejig some of these. But this is us just taking a minute to think about, in January, did something overwhelm us? Did we feel triggered? Did we feel stretched? I've put this in here because I have learned a lot from being self-aware and noticing what triggers me and what has really got on my nerves. And again, we're not looking for everything in January, because I could sit here for months writing everything out. But was there something that stood out? And only go there if you feel comfortable. If there was something that was upsetting and you don't want to revisit it, then don't. This is only if you feel ready and comfortable enough to go back to something that you think, when that person said that, that really annoyed me, or I reacted in a way and I wish I hadn't have reacted in that way, or I felt so overwhelmed being in that situation. And it's just bringing awareness to it. It's not criticizing. We're not judging ourselves. It's awareness. It's noticing. And sometimes just the noticing is enough. I've kept a noticing journal now. And this is why I've put this question on the sheet, because after time, I've not tried to resolve it or figure it out. But after time of noticing things, I'm starting to pinpoint the why it's happening. And then it's helping me reframe and change that. So this has been a powerful one for me, which is why I've put it on here. So you can just notice if you want to explore why you think it may have happened, you can. And is there something that you want to change about that? Okay. So thinking ahead, I always like to have a theme for the month. So this could be create, it could be sell, it could be mindset, it could be self-care. I like to have a theme that underpins the whole month. Um, so for me, let me just quickly think. So the month of February, oh, it's definitely about, for me, it's about messaging. That's the word I would use, messaging. It's about me getting clear on what my message is in relation to creative living. And that's going to be my main focus, messaging. Okay. I'm going to stop, pause for a sec, refresh comments, see if I've missed anything. My word this year is emergence, aiming to grow my audience by getting my art in a more physical places. Yeah, brilliant. It was lovely to be able to have snippets of conversation with other members in VAS and in the accountability group. Brilliant. Astrid says, yes, I had that. I was too obsessed with my goals. I was not enjoying my time in the studio anymore, just completely fixated on progress and painting more than I got. And I got mini burnout. It took a lot of time now, and I feel so much better, relaxed. And what do you know, my painting is looser and looks so much better. Yeah. When we're coming from that place of pushing, forcing. Yeah. Fiona, you've met someone to meet monthly and paint. Brilliant. Love it. Okay, I'm just going to go back over here and check the comments here. Oh, no, I can't. So let's keep going. Right. Then it's creating the goals for the month. And like I say, if you're overwhelmed with all these questions, you don't have to answer them. And I'm going to try and keep a little bit of time to just go through the top level questions that you can ask yourself. But what are the top 1 to 3? So I like to have a theme for the month, like messaging. So I know that that's something that I want to look at and spend time with. I'm not going to spend the whole month on that. So I like to have 1 to 3 main goals that are realistic, tangible, and meaningful. And so that might be create 3 artworks, reach out to 3 people about creative living. It just ended on me. I don't know what happened. It just took oh, do you know what it was? That was me that was my fault. That was actually my fault. Silly me. I refreshed the page. Ah, I refreshed the page because I was trying to see comments for people that were on the YouTube, and then I realized that that's kicked me out. That was my fault. Um, it was my fault. Ah, I don't even know if you can hear me. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up. I covered everything anyway, and, I just wanted to say goodbye. See you soon.